Imagine ordering coffee, and suddenly, you freeze. You know the words, but the conversation moves fast, and you feel stuck. That's the gap textbooks rarely fill.
It's wild how much authentic English happens outside pages and apps. I'm thrilled to dive into this with you. I'm here as your guest, and together we'll uncover how using real conversations can reshape your learning.
Today, we'll explore why real-life chats matter, dissect what makes spoken English tricky, share practical strategies, and even try some conversational samples.
And by the end, you'll walk away with concrete tools to boost your confidence, plus a fresh approach for making English feel less like a puzzle and more like a living language.
Do you ever feel that what you learned in class doesn't quite match what you hear in the street or at work? That mismatch can be brutally confusing.
Absolutely, and it's because textbooks lean on perfect grammar and neat vocabulary. Real conversations are messy. People use slang, contractions, and even break grammar rules.
It's almost like the difference between a recipe and actually cooking with whatever's in your fridge. You need flexibility, not just memorization.
And those surprises like gonna instead of going to are everywhere. The challenge is figuring out how to respond naturally when things don't go as planned.
That actually reminds me of the way we often miss the real message because we focus so hard on each individual word. Conversation is more than vocabulary.
What really helps is listening for intent, tone, and rhythm. Sometimes, someone's mood changes the meaning entirely even if the words are simple.
I love that. Picking up cues like a friendly voice versus a rushed one can help you decide how to answer. That skill takes practice, but it's so rewarding.
Exactly, watching movies, listening to podcasts, or even chatting with friends lets you hear how people really use English, not just what's written in books.
So let's get hands-on. What's one way learners can practice real English even if they aren't living in an English-speaking country?
Joining online speaking groups is a game changer. You can find casual conversation partners, do role plays, or even record your own voice to spot patterns and mistakes.
That's huge. Another trick is to mimic movie scenes. Pause, repeat lines, and try to copy the emotion or speed. It builds muscle memory for real-life situations.
Or start conversations with yourself about your day. Even narrating what you're doing in English builds fluency. The key is consistency and pushing yourself to try new topics.
Let's try a quick practice. Picture this. You're in a grocery store and can't find an item. What would you say?
I'd probably ask, "Excuse me, where can I find the rice?" And if someone answers quickly, I might need to ask them to repeat or clarify.
Exactly. And sometimes you get a reply like, "It's down by the dairy, next to the bread." So you need to catch those location cues and maybe respond, "Thanks. Is that near the checkouts?"
Practicing these mini dialogues helps you anticipate what's coming and prepares you to react, not just recite lines. It's the best way to get comfortable.
Before we wrap up, let's pinpoint 3 big takeaways. First, textbook English is just a starting point. It rarely matches real conversation.
Second, listening for tone and intent matters as much as focusing on vocabulary. And third, the more you practice speaking even in small ways, the faster you'll gain confidence.
So here's your challenge. Pick one real-life scenario this week, ordering food, asking for help, or chatting online, and practice it out loud. Build up those speaking muscles.
Thanks for joining us today. If you keep at it, English will soon feel less like memorized phrases and more like a tool you can actually use. See you next time.